Guys, cruising home after a hellish daycare duty and bus duty today. Couldn't get out of it. Boy, that sucked hard. But it is 80 Nation Day. Last night's feature presentation. Another Cristiano film, fittingly. This was picked by Duck. Good job, Duck. The Daylight Zone, 1986. This is significant because it is the first ever Cristiano film ever released. It is Dave doing this one. Dave Cristiano, who did Pamela's Prayer, which we did, 1998, which we did earlier in the week. So, good to get this one in. I've seen it a million times. I would watch it a million more. Daylight Zone, 1986, clocks in at just 26 minutes. Stars Keith Salter is the main character. He was also in Crime of the Age, 1988, hamming it up there as well. Has Ernie Brown is listed second, and for some reason he's just listed as Christian. He's one of the first people that shows up in the film. Every single person in this film has never been in another film besides Keith Salter, who's in that other one, Crime of the Age, and there's one more, and I'll get to him, but everybody else doesn't. So you have one of my favorite characters in this is Bobby, played by Brad Ritz. Bobby, okay, the hot dog fish sandwich salesman. Ron Walker has a dual role. He's a centurion, and then later he plays a sheriff. Mike Guerrero is a Hispanic guy who has a dual role. He plays like a guy who's going to be a thief who's about to be executed on the cross, crucified, and then he plays a witness of a car crash. And I love his lines. He's really good. Is Mike Guerrero. So the other guy that has actually appeared in the film is Jack McHaney. I mentioned him before. He was in The Pretender as Keith's buddy Richard, Keith's adversary and buddy cop right there, Richard. He's also in The Appointment, 1991, as an guy being interviewed. He's also in Crime of the Age, 1988, as the lifeguard and swim instructor or whatever. So Jack McHaney, but this one he's very, very difficult to spot. I still don't know if I've spotted him. I know he's one of two people. One of the goofy Roman guards. Really, really funny. Jack McHaney. Alright. And then a host of other people who were just nameless. Really good. But so the premise is a guy goes to an atheistic school teacher, goes into kind of a Twilight Zone type of thing where he's in Texas or something, and then he suddenly is back in time in the Bible times. He's meeting all these Bible people who are saying we're on the road to Jerusalem to see the crucifixion, and then he converts at the end. There's a really, really good IMDb review that was just put out in 2023, and someone did. It's hilarious. A new review where the guy highlights a few different things. One of them is that a few different goofy things. One of them is that the guy Bobby, his entire job is to sell hot dogs, fish sandwiches, and glass bottle Mountain Dews out of the back of his truck using a cooler and a random grill in the middle of nowhere, which is true. It's just hilarious. The other thing is Christians being portrayed as the minority in Texas, which is really funny. And then the people from the Bible times are, for whatever reason, not horrified at all to see a truck. This guy, the main character, driving a truck through that they've never seen a truck, but somehow they know how it operates. And the one main centurion guy reaches into the car and pulls out the key to keep the guy from driving away. So somehow he knows how the car works. And then the person who wrote this on IMDb wrote the review, writes, there are many more errors, but it's more fun for you to find to spot them yourself. And it's so true. And then he gives credit to Dave Cristiano for his score, because he also composed the music, especially during the chase scene with the Larry Moe and Curly Roman soldier, which is hilarious. So he gives credit to him for the music. I don't know why. The music's not that good. So this is a great movie. Last Night's Future Presentation. Daylight Zone, 1986. This concludes the long season of movie watching, the beginning of summer, beginning of fall. Season of movie watching, which went from the day after Labor Day to last night, October the 10th. And now we enter Horrorfest 2024. 21 Nights to Rock starts tonight. No whiteboard for this one, guys. I did a whiteboard thing about horror films I've watched multiple times during Horrorfest since I've recorded. This is the 10th. This is year 10 of recording Horrorfest films that I've watched, and I want to give a lot of credit to because you know what Horrorfest is. I don't need to do that. I'll talk about each movie every day, pretty much. So, a lot of credit goes to Andy 8010 for starting us off Horrorfest, starting his Horrorfest early on October the 1st. He's been going through watching a lot of horror movies, and not goofy ones like Casper the Ghost. This time, he's been going through. He did I Know What You Did Last Summer last night. He watched a couple of Final Destination films. He did The Fly 1986 remake. He did Motel Hell 1980. He watched the first 6 Halloween movies. And just last week he went on a marathon of Friday the 13th films. And in Friday the 13th part 1, 2, 3, jumped to 7, 8, and 9. That's a weird transition there. I would not, if I told anyone to watch just one horror film that would suit the masses to get them acclimated and maybe get them a fan, it would definitely be Friday the 13th part 4, the final chapter, 1984. Probably the best one. So Andy skipped the entire Tommy Jarvis trilogy. Missed Jason X, but it's okay. He did a lot of Friday the 13th. Paving the way for the rest of us to start Horrorfest. And last night he wanted to know, Peters, I can't wait to see what your first film is. Tomorrow I might go through all 10 of my lead-off horror films. And looking at them last night, starting in 2015, there haven't been a lot of great Ricky Henderson lead-off bombs in Horrorfest. There have been some kind of mediocre ones and some little short films, but tonight I think we're going to have a good one. I had it narrowed down last night to 3, and then I think pretty much 99% I know what it's going to be tonight. It's not what you think it's going to be, but we have a sunny day, we have some things going on tomorrow. I think we have one that's going to fit pretty well, so we'll see. But one thing that's going to be difficult, I've been for this last season of movie watching, it's involved a lot of short films, and so I'm not really in the mode of watching full-length films. You really want to go into it all the way with Horrorfest. You don't want to do short films unless you really have to. So I'm going to go in tonight, Horrorfest 2024, 21 Nights to Rock. Going to start off with a good one. You guys enjoy Horrorfest. Jackass J. 49ers won last night, and MLB still going on. Got a couple of game 5s tomorrow, maybe one tonight. John's guards play tomorrow. Forced to game 5. I think that Dodgers Padres is tomorrow as well. That'll be big for Saturday. Didn't get an announcement last night. Andy didn't announce the Yankees' berth into the American League Championship Series. Weird, he usually does, but he didn't last night for some odd reason. I'm sure I'll get to it eventually. You guys enjoy Horrorfest.